What's smoking, guys? Aussie barbecue girl here. Today we're doing a pork shoulder in the pit boss. Firstly, you want to turn on your pit boss, turn the dial to smoke, check your pellets are falling into the fire pot. You should hear them drop in. You can hold down the prime button to speed up the pellets. While waiting for my pit boss to ignite, I top the pellets up. I use the Pit Boss Cherry Blend today. Give the Pit Boss roughly 15 minutes. You want all that white smoke to clear before closing the lid. Now that the smoke is cleared, you can shut the lid. I like to slowly increase the temperature, so I turn the dial to 95, then 110, then 120, waiting for the smoker to reach the desired temperature before dialing it up each time. I grabbed my pork out of the fridge that I prepared yesterday. I let it soak in that flavour overnight. However, I sprinkled that same meat church barbecue rub before chucking it in the smoker. Let your pit boss preheat to 120 before throwing your meat in. I cooked with the fat side down, but that's up to you. This was my first shoulder, so next time I might try fat side up. Two hours into the cook, I did a finger test, which basically means you touch the meat and check if the rub has stuck to the meat. If it sticks to your finger, put the lid down and continue cooking. My pork was a little dry, so I spritzed it just with some plain water. You can use whatever you'd like. After spritzing, chuck your probes in and wait for an internal temp of 65. After I closed the lid, I bumped the dial up to 150 to try and get my smoker back up to temp. Once it got close to the 120 mark, I bumped it back down to the 120 on the pit boss. So we are 2.5 hours into the cook and we have reached the internal temp of 65. Take your probes out of your meat and get your meat out. Put it onto a tray. Close the lid to your smoker so you don't lose any heat. Don't mind the tippy toes, I'm literally so short. Using heavy duty foil or whatever you have, wrap your meat. I like to put the meat down the bottom closest to the edge, fold in the sides, and then roll it up. Now put your wrapped pork shoulder back in your smoker, put your probes in, and close the lid. I highly suggest you get yourself an Inkbird or a thermometer that isn't the Pit Boss one. The Pit Boss was reading 10 degrees out while I smoked. Once your pork hits an internal temp of roughly 90 to 93, pull it out of your smoker. This took an additional 2.5 hours for the piece of pork I had. So pull it off, wrap it in a towel. And throw it in your esky, cooler, chili bin, whatever you'd like to call it. Ideally, you want to let your pork shoulder rest for 2 hours, but 1 hour is fine. I let mine rest for 2 hours, then grabbed it out of the esky. Have a tray prepared to sit it in. You don't want to lose those juices. Just look at them juices. Then all you want to do is pull your pork apart. Caution, it will still be burning hot. And there you have it, my very first time making pulled pork. 5 hours cooking time, 2 hours rest time, and about 2 minutes eating time. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe and comment what you'd like to see me smoke next.